Welcome to my channel, to my channel. Maybe from this video you want to follow or leave a like. You would comment and subscribe. Don't be shy, I'll tell you what I like. Hi guys, it's Julie. I just want to start the video by saying today we're going to be doing a very exciting video. Today I'm going to be doing a wrap up slash get ready with me slash chit chat with me. Okay? All wrapped into one. Let's just address the elephant in the room. You may notice my hair looking like this. Yeah, I'm going to be starting I started the lock journey, the lock process, the lock lock vibe. I don't know. I'm in the process of locking my hair. Obviously it takes a minute, but yeah, I mean it's definitely something to get used to. I know you're not used to it because I'm definitely not used to it, but stay tuned for a vlog about it, you know, me talking about why I got it, things like that. But for today we're going to be talking about all of the books that I read for the plus size readathon. And if you did not watch or you do not know what I'm talking about, me and YouTuber Lexi Reads, we did a plus size readathon for the month of July. Definitely go check out her channel. I'll leave it up above. And go check out her Instagram. Again, I forgot to say that there was a challenge of this whole video to guess what book this makeup is based off of. So if you can guess, comment down below before I tell you at the end of this video. So yeah, back to regular programming. Now we can start off with the makeup. But yeah, let me just get back. I'm a little crazy for a minute, but it's okay. For the readathon, right? My whole thing is that in the time that I pick the books and read about the books, I'm like, oh my god, yes, excitement, you know? But then as I'm going into it, if all the books are disappointing me, I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna have to read something else. I'm gonna start off with the brows. Okay. So I'm gonna be using the Music Flower Long Wear Gel Eyeliner. I'll go in order what I was reading. The first one I started off with was Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson. So I gave it 2 stars, if that. That book was not the vibe. The way they sold it to me, right? They said open mic night. So I'm thinking poetry slam, baby. Like, I was like, oh snap, it's finna be lit. She about to be like, the trees, the breeze, the leaves. Oh snap, you know what I'm saying? But no, it was none of that. So basically, it was about this girl who meets this guy. They said open mic night, but it was a talent show. And she, you know, she lies about being an activist. She was like, yeah, I'm all about power to the people. Those lies are going to lead up to him finding out. So I was ready for the drama. I was ready for the mess. Lo and behold, as I start reading, because the book is only like, what, 100 and something pages. It was terrible. It was a lie. I was lied to. They said got with that book, okay? Started off with it being about her family, but it wasn't even like introducing it. They were just telling me all the stuff that was happening to the family, and I'm like, who are these people? I don't even know who Auntie Quisha is and Auntie Lorraine. I don't know who these people are. They weren't those names weren't in there, but I'm just making an example of what. The whole thing is you're supposed to form some type of bond with the character. And if I don't know who the characters are, I can't form no bond. And I can't care that Auntie LaQuisha was throwing away straws. Like, the main character is pegged as a confident girl, black, strong. Like, yes, she lied about being an activist, but she was true to herself. You know what I'm saying? And that just wasn't what the book was about. It was about this girl who just wanted to impress some guy. And she says she's confident, but she's not. Her cousin was hella mean. I was like, oh my goodness, this is your family? Oh my god, I wanted to do colors, so I'm gonna fix that. But yeah, like, she was mean. I hated the cousin. I hated this girl. Her name was something or other, but she had liked the girl's boyfriend, the main character's boyfriend. She was everywhere, bro. I'm like, they can't even catch a break. They can't even form a bond without this hoe being up in the window shopping for her man. And then by the end of it, they tried to, the climax came where she was supposed to be like, oh my God, I've been lying to you, blah, blah, right? And it was dry. It was anticlimactic. It was underwhelming, you know, all them big words. So he was, after a while, he was like, I'm gonna spoil it for you. So spoiler alert, if you don't want to know what I'm saying, click a few forward, okay? But he's like, okay, I forgive you, right? So perfect. You lying, but now you guys can get to know each other. The author has the audacity, a black Cassidy. She's not gonna get back with him. She broke up with him this time because she needs to learn to love herself and find herself, right? I thought she was confident. I thought this whole time the reason why she was lying was just to get her foot in the door, but really she was a confident girl. And yes, she could be a little insecure and have her insecure moments, but you're pegging her as this secure girl in her chubbiness. So that's what I came to read. That's what you put in the synopsis. At that point, I was like, I'm about to stop reading this. You got me all the way. You got me all the way messed up, right? But I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. Child, she didn't find herself. I don't even think she didn't do jack. All she did was hang out with her grandma. What was the point? And then I'm like, okay, we resolved it. They're back together. Great. You know, I wasted my life, but it's fine. I was gonna give it 3 stars. I was gonna give it 3 stars, even though it was trash. Then they want to add at the end this long, dreary part about her bonding with her mom. There was supposed to be like, there's a conflict with her mom, but they don't really address it throughout the whole story. It's really just a side thing that's really not even a side thing. It's like, oh yeah, we have issues. Next. You know what I'm saying? So when they add this little bonding moment with her mom, I'm like, this is so random. I was ready. I was going to give it a 1 star. But I was like, there was parts where I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. You know? The parts where it was her and the guy, the awkward parts was my favorite. That was the only thing that was entertaining, really. Oh, and then I loved this grandma. Her name was Miss Mabel. She lived in like the senior citizen home. Whenever she was mad at somebody, she has a wheelchair, right? She would run over them. And I was like, yes, get it, Miss Mabel. And then let's get to the activist part. The only activist thing they do is give out flyers. And yes, you can give out flyers, but come on, where's the protests? Where's the social media blackout? Never. I don't recommend to anybody. Don't waste your time. It was probably the worst book to start off with. That's enough for me. But yeah, let me get another brush. Now for this part, I'm gonna use the Roxy X Revolution palette. This one, I totally forgot I have this. But I'm gonna be using the color Blue Lagoon for that part of my brows. But yo, okay, so the next book that I actually technically finished before I finished Love is a Revolution, I finished the comic book Faith. I don't remember who it was by. I'm sorry. So that one was good. It was okay. It's not a memorable read for me. You know, like I was so excited. It was about a plus size superhero. They should make a plus size character, superhero. Because think about it. Your powers give you like extra strength and all that stuff. So you really don't have to be slim to have these powers. These powers give you the extra strength and all this other stuff, right? So you don't have to be slim to have these powers. Time for a plus size superhero. Come on, get to it, Marvel, DC. That's totally, I got off track. But yeah, I gave that one 3 out of 5 stars. It was pretty good. Like, it's about this organization trying to abduct kids to use for some type of mind control to kill people, or kill people that they feel did them dirty, something like that. Honestly, it was really confusing. But the graphics were beautiful. She really didn't have a love interest. Like, they hinted at a love interest, but it really wasn't. It wasn't like a solid love interest. It wasn't like, oh my God, pining after each other. Like, I didn't feel the love. So I'm gonna do my brows off camera to finish it, because if I don't, I'll be here all day, and then I'll come back and talk about the next books. Before I forget, to cover up my brows, I'm gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Brown. Guys, so now we're gonna go on to the eye look. So to prime the eyes, we're going to be using the NYX Professional Makeup Eye Base in the shade White. And we're just going to plop it all over the eyelid. I'm going to start off with the shade Timmy and just put it up to here on both sides. Talking about the next book. The next book I read was Undead Girl Gang by, what was the girl's name? Lily Anderson. So for that book, I gave 5 out of 5 stars. That book was fire. That book was fire. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I had judged it when I first started reading the chapter. I was like, oh, she's so cynical. Like, oh my god, I don't like her as a character. Like, oh my gosh. I know she's gonna be pessimistic throughout the whole story. You know, this book surprised me, sis. This book surprised me. It's okay. The whole thing is about this girl who loses her best friend. I had thought it was from, I'm not gonna spoil it. I had thought it was from natural causes, but something happens, right? And she's trying to understand, oh, why did this happen? Things like that. So she's like, you know what? They used to do witch stuff, like witchcraft. So she was like, I'm gonna bring her back. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So she brings her back. But then she ends up bringing back 2 of another girls who had died a week prior, right? And it goes off from there. And guys, when I tell you this book was fire, she was a pessimistic character. I wasn't lying about that. But it goes with like who she was as a character, which was like a witch, and then she was also plus size, so it was a small town, so people are just judgy even more, apparently. I don't live in a small town, and I just love that about her, because a lot of these books that I was reading, like besides the superhero one, like they're always so like timid and shy and just so insecure, and she was like, no, listen, I'm big, but I'm you feel me? Like, but yeah, like she was just a bad A character, and she didn't take nothing for nobody, and they didn't make a big thing about her being big. Like, yes, she was big, but that didn't stop her from doing anything. She was still the best witch of the whole town. She was still brought back her friend. Like, she was that girl. Her character really went with the story and really made the story make sense. You know what I'm saying? So loved it. 5 stars. I highly recommend to anyone and everyone, whether you're interested in reading a plus size book or just a bad A book about a bad A character. I could not gas this book up enough. I'm just trying to make sure I don't bring it too high, because when I talk, bro, I don't pay attention. I'm gonna go into the Spotlight You Can Be palette. I love this palette, guys. I got it from Amazon. So we're gonna go into this shade and put it halfway, like right here. So the last book that I read of my TBR was, spoiler alert, by Olivia Dade, or Dad, whatever. Dade, I don't know. So this book I gave 3 out of 5 stars. I was buddy reading it with Lexi, along with Love is a Revolution, and she hated it too, but I digress. So we were buddy reading this, and we both found it lacking, but I think she gave it a little bit of a higher rating. But it's about this girl who, I thought she was a cosplayer. I thought that was the only arc of her story, but apparently she was a geologist. So if you don't know what a geologist is, that's basically rocks, baby. Like, just imagine reading like 3 chapters about rocks, and you basically read the majority of the book. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. They was trying to make rocks sexy, okay? They was trying to make rocks sexy. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that to me, okay? You can't have me thinking, oh yeah, he thinks her talking about rocks is the sexiest thing that's ever happened, and then trying to get it on in a goddamn museum. I totally forgot what I was talking about though. Okay. The rocks really got me. But so basically she's a geologist who is really into cosplay, right? So, but she's always been embarrassed to talk about cosplay and like really like just tell her family and her friends that she's into cosplay, while also writing fan fiction for her favorite TV show, right? So she decides to post a picture of her cosplaying her favorite TV show that she fanfics for, and because she's plus size, it gains a lot of traction. That happens, and then the guy, the other main character, or the love interest, I don't remember their names, I'm sorry, but he is the actor for that fanfic. So he doesn't know that she writes fanfic thing, but he writes fanfic too, but he just can't tell people because he could get fired and blackballed because he doesn't like his scripts, and so he fanfics what would be better for the show or whatever, you know, and people really like it. So he could get fired, and directors won't want to hire him because who would want to hire somebody who's gonna trash talk their show, you know? So he doesn't tell people, but he decides to ask her on a date in front of everybody on Twitter. Like, she is beautiful, I will go on a date with her, right? And so their romance goes on from there. And like I said, they had a moment in a symposium, rock symposium, and that just is the equivalent of their relationship, them getting hot and heavy about the weirdest things. Working that because it's like almost too much of the same color. But I'm going back in with Blue Lagoon from the palette. I definitely made it too high. It's still too light, like to the point where it looks like the same color. So I'm gonna go in with this dark blue to deepen that up. Yeah. We go to the next one. I wanted to talk about this new product that I got. It's not sponsored, obviously, but it's this. I got it from Amazon. I'll pop a picture up, but I got these liners. It's water activated. I'm so excited. Like, I see it all over Instagram, TikTok, you name it, where they have like the graphic liners. So I'm excited. I'm gonna do a little wing, baby. But like, I'm so excited. I just want to show y'all before we like keep talking. Like, let's just see what it do. Like, I love it. Now let's go on to the books that I didn't get to finish because I only read 4 out of the 6, like I said. So basically the next book I tried to read was Speak for Yourself, right? So the issue with that book was it reads young, and I found that I had that issue with Love is a Revolution just because I expected it to be a little more mature reading. I've been so used to YA books being so much more mature than the age that they say that the character is. So when I start this book, it's definitely reading YA. It's reading almost middle school. The plot of the book is about this girl who makes this app where it's kind of like Tinder, kind of like Bumble, but it's for school, and she's in high school, I think. So I really don't know why the teachers would be okay with her making that, but we're not supposed to think that deep. Give it up for the liner one time. But I'm gonna do the other liner, and then I'm gonna come back and we can keep talking about the next book.
For blush, I used the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte blush in the shade Citron Rose. So for highlight, I'm gonna be using the Revolution Precious Stone Rose Quartz palette. I'm gonna go into this shade. Just pop it on the nose, in the bridge, on the brow, on the other brow. Excuse my red lips all of a sudden. I had some spicy noodles. It was fire, by the way. So for the last book that I didn't read, it was Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shannon McGuire. The reason why I didn't read it is because by then I had such a bad reading slump. I still have a bad reading slump, like, to be honest with you. So for the inner corner, I used the Roxy X Revolution palette, and I went in with Peaches and Fetch. So basically what was wrong with the book was I was in such a bad reading slump that I couldn't take the time to really try to understand the story. So yeah, it was kind of a dud. But for the, like, I want to put some more pink, tie more pink into it, so I'm gonna go into the Delancey palette and we put in glitter, baby. Roughly line my lips, but I'm gonna be using the Absolute New York Perfect Pair Duo Parfait in the shade Malted Chai. It just looks like this, a nice little brown moment. Alright guys, so this is the final look. What do you think? I think it came out so good. Period. Those liners, hold on, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Period. The book that this makeup look was inspired by was Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. Personally, this was the best book out of all the books I read of the readathon. Period. But yeah, comment down below what book you thought I was recreating on my eyes. Thank you so much for watching. Even though I read 4 out of the 6 books that I said I was going to read for the readathon, I still had so much fun. Thank you to everybody who participated, did the challenges, left a nice comment on one of our posts. It means so much. And thank you to Lexi for co-hosting with me for this readathon. You were such a big help. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and press that notification bell to be notified every time that I post. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
I think I read 4 out of 6 the book. If I would have known, I'd like to know where the water bottles is so I can use it when I need it. That's not the song, but my eyes gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
The more and more I use this blush, the more I notice that it's really ashy. I want to be so highlighted. I look like a glazed donut. You see? I need to blend that out.